Hey, this is Mitch from Castro Valley Fitness. How are you all doing this week? Welcome to this week's Friday workout. So today we're going to focus on core exercises. Okay, we're going to work our core in some different ways. If you know about what we think about core, you're going to know that we don't do sit-ups here. We don't do crunches here. So I just want to let you know that right off the bat. We're going to work core in some different ways today. So let's get started. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do we call Deadbugs. Kind of a silly name, but you'll understand why when you see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie on our back. We're going to get our arms straight up to the ceiling, and we're going to have a 90-degree angle in our hips and our knees. Very important here. With our low back, I'm going to almost push our low back into the floor just a little bit, and you'll understand the reason for that when I show you the exercise. One of the keys to think about with this exercise, probably the most important thing, is the breathing. People forget about the breathing on this exercise, and if you do that, all you're going to do is just be waving your arms and legs. So I really want you to watch my tempo when I do this and listen to when I breathe and how forcefully I breathe out, okay? So what I'm going to do in this position, again, push my low back into the floor, and I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to extend one arm opposite leg. So to start, I'm going to go right arm, left leg, okay? Extend out. I'm going to take a nice long exhale right here. Come back to the center, and go to the other side. So the couple of keys. The longer I can hold that extended position as I exhale, the more I'm going to feel it right here. Okay? The other thing is when I extend that position, I want you to be very careful to make sure you are keeping that contact and this position here, because it's going to be very easy when you extend to get when you extend your arm and leg out, to get overextended in your low back. You can kind of see that if I do it wrong, you'll see how my ribs start to flare, my stomach kind of pops up a little bit. I get more of an arch in my back as opposed to this position. So I'll do it two ways. I'll do it wrong and then I'll do it right. So wrong way, right way. Huge difference. So if you are doing this exercise and you feel it in your low back, you're not taking that breathing seriously and you're letting that back overarch when you extend out. The longer you can exhale, try for at least 3 or 4 seconds, the better you're going to get out of that exercise. Very often I have to really reinforce the breathing part of this exercise, because without it, again, you're just kind of lying around, letting your legs kind of flop around. So that's Deadbugs. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is called plate squats. So what you're going to do here, grab a relatively lightweight. You don't need much. I got a 10-pounder here. Most people 5'10", at the very most 15 pounds. You can use a plate, you can use a heavy book, you can even use a gallon of milk, whatever. Anything that weighs something that you can hold in your hands like this is fine. What we're going to do here is we're going to hold it right in front of us. We're going to squat, hold down here, bring the plate out, bring it in, come back up, okay? So it seems pretty simple, but a couple things I want you to think about. I'm going to show you this from the side, and I'll show you the first thing I want you to be aware of. First of all, I'm staying nice and balanced. You don't see me kind of moving back and forth, shifting. So so we're going to concentrate on that. Make sure you are balanced, that everything is kind of set before you bring that weight forward. Okay? Forward, back. The other thing is shoulder position. Or excuse me, let's go back position first. I don't want you to overreach. I don't want you to reach to the point that you're losing your position here. I want you to make sure you're staying nice and tall. So what I want you to concentrate on down there is shoulder position and your balance, okay? So with your shoulder position, what I don't want to see, this is easier to see from the front, I want to make sure the shoulders stay level. I'm going to do it without this so you can see a little better. Shoulders stay level. What I don't want to see is this kind of thing. We're getting this kind of shrug action. I want to see this kind of thing. So you might not be able to go completely straight with your arms. That's fine, okay? Just go as far as you can, holding all your positions set. Go nice, moderate tempo, okay? Nice, moderate tempo. Those are plate squats. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do we call bird dogs. Bird dogs are really almost the exact same exercise as dead bugs, except we're on our hands and knees, not on our back. So what you're going to do here, we want to set yourself up so that your knees are right under your hips and your hands are right under your shoulders. And the reason for that is we're trying to get like a nice almost flat tabletop position in our body. I don't want to be kind of hunched together like that. What we're going to do there is, same thing as the dead bugs. I'm going to extend one leg, opposite arm, try to hold my position in my hips. So I'm going to think if I have a glass of water on my back, I don't want to do this and spill the water. It's just going to stay nice and steady. Hold this position, take a nice deep breath. Again, just like the dead bugs, then switch sides. So what I want to try to do with my leg, a lot of people will do this with the bird dog. So notice I'm pointing with my toe. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to point with my heel and keep my leg nice and straight. I'm almost thinking like I'm going to keep my foot just about the same level or slightly lower than my butt. Same thing with the arm there, okay? So I'm trying to keep my body in a nice straight line. I'm going to push straight back through my heel, and again, long exhale. The longer you can hold that position and exhale, the more you're going to feel it. Those are bird dogs. All right, the next exercise we're going to do is a one-arm row. But we're going to do it slightly different. When we've done one-arm rows in the past, we've kind of done it with a split stance. Today we're going to go with an even stance on our feet. That's going to hit our core a little bit more. So when you're doing that, I'm not going to go into all the specifics about rows. I've done a lot of rows in these Friday workouts. If you have any questions about them, kind of go back because I really explain them pretty detailed in some of the older videos. I'm not going to do that again this week. So what you're going to do with the row, stand up nice and tall. We're going to push our hips back. So notice my back is staying straight, and I'm just going to row from here. I'm concentrating on keeping my core nice and tight so that I'm not shifting and I'm not rounding over. Okay, so if you notice, start here, real quick. Big difference in pushing my hips back and keeping my back straight or just bending over, okay? Do not want to be in this position when I row. I want to have my upper body at about a 45 or so degree angle with the ground. From here, I row. My core is nice and tight so that I do not twist, okay? Those are one-arm rows. And by the way, with the one-arm row, you can use a dumbbell, anything you can hold in one hand. Gallon of milk, anything you can hold in one hand that you can kind of move freely, okay? Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is we call it Roly Polys. Silly name. So what you're going to do here is you're going to get back into this kind of dead bug position. So on the ground, arms straight, 90-degree angles in your hips and knees. For this exercise, we're going to hold this position. I want you to think of your body as one single immovable unit, almost like you're made of stone. And you're just going to roll side to side very slightly, keeping everything moving together, okay? So notice that my eyes are staying right in between my hands. My hands are separate, and I'm not falling over, okay? So what I don't want to do here is just kind of do this kind of thing. I'm moving everything as one unit, okay? Just like that. Go as far as you can, but don't fall over, all right? What's going on here is that what's preventing you from actually falling over or and what's actually holding your body as one unit is the core. You might not think it's going to work. It's going to work, okay? Roly Polys. Oh, another thing with the Roly Polys, keep your breathing going. Nice deep breaths the whole time through, okay? Okay, so we're going to finish up with kind of a little conditioning, power work, whatever you want to call it. We'll call them skater jumps. We're going to use a band, okay? If you don't have a band at home, use a towel, okay? Either one, that band, a towel actually works pretty well on this as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold the band or the towel right in front of us. I'm just going to keep a touch of tension on it. I'm not going to over tension. All I need is just a tiny little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump side to side. So if you notice, I'm going foot to foot. I'm not putting my foot down. I'm just going foot to foot. Boom, keeping that tension on the band. If I want a little more challenge, I'm going to bring that band up here. Okay? That's going to, again, hit your core a lot more than you might think, particularly at the end of all this set that we have going. So those are band skater jumps. Once you get the feel for it, you can concentrate on getting a little more explosion going from foot to foot, get a little more distance, a little more speed. Again, towel works, band works, just keep a little bit of tension. Band skaters. Okay, so that's this week's Friday workout. We're going to do 4 sets there. Again, you can kind of play with how many sets you're going to do. It's kind of up to you how much you want to devote, how much time you want to devote to this workout. 2, 3, 4 sets. I'm going to recommend 4 sets of about 10 to 12 reps for everything that you're doing. For the dead bugs, a rep is just every movement, so it'll be like 1, 2. For the bird dog, same thing, 1, 2. Plate squats, 1 arm row, you're going to do the full amount of reps on each arm. And then with the skater jumps, again, back and forth. Play around with the reps, see what works for you. Give yourself about a minute or so between each set, okay? That's this week's Friday workout. This is Mitch from Castro Valley Fitness. See you soon.